Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the last semi-final here at the arena. NRG and Astralis. Moses, you ready for this game? We're going to start on train.
Oh, this is going to be absolutely beautiful. That Astralis we saw yesterday is so dangerous. I am amazed there is an entire new section for NRG. They are looking beautiful down there with the American flags, and they're holding all the hope for that region.
It is so hyped up right now, competing with that Danish section over at the long side. NRG starting on the T side with Astralis on the CT side. A very, very quick peek down Pop Dog to see what's going on, as they are set up to crunch this A bomb sites from Ivy as well. But that smoke, do you want to try and push past that or just wait it out? That's scary if you go through. They don't have a lot of utility either. A single Molotov there, not much to work with.
I think if you're Astralis, you have to know this is a possibility. This is something that NRG is going to run frequently on the T side. Breeze loves to lurk out this Ivy at various points, so you definitely have protocols set up and ready to go for this. They just still peeking down. Not seeing anything just yet in a wide swing from Glaive. A little bit of team damage as they move forward, but these entry kills are everything. This could be such a nice fake, and they just don't connect. Good trade from Cirque, but still two defenders in the inner bomb site.
Flash out from Sip, trying to see if he can catch anyone. Magus goes down. That's actually a huge kill on the other side. Cirque now could go for a flank as they're trying to see if they can recover this bomb site. It's not looking good right now for Astralis. Tarek will take down Sip, and that's a 2-on-4. Finally, Device put into play up from that high ground. Going to be taking down Ethan, sure, but the bomb is still planted, and currently no kit has been picked up. They need to find a way to get these kills and get on that bomb very quickly, and now it's all falling apart.
Oh, no!
Oh my lord! That can't possibly be real!
That is a stunning start to the game. I cannot believe Device has just pulled it off. So many things had to go right for him. They all line up. They all just walk right into his crosshair, and it's 3 headshots.
What do you do if the first round starts out with a 1 in a million play? He should have been dead. There's no way he can't even hide anywhere.
No, he was up top for so long. Look how exposed he is with 17 HP this whole time. So many angles, and look at this lineup. It is so magnificent. I think that's even his last bullet. How is Device across his career continuing to shock us all?
That is an outrageous way to get the semifinals started.
He started the semifinals in Devon mode.
He truly did, didn't he? He's come here to play. Now the question is, NRG, I mean, that is a slap right across the face. And they were doing well. They had that well lined up. Cirque was ready with the flank. It was all looking very, very good.
He's got an AWP already as well. He is not messing around whatsoever. Glaive just waiting, knowing there's going to be attention from Ivy. And it's some powerful weaponry in that part of the map, but Device is going to kick things off. The AWP shocking Breeze.
If there'd have been a FAMAS or a M4 in that position with the Krieg, he's got a big advantage. So you could understand why he'd want to try and take that peak, but
I think we'll see Device play in that position frequently in this half because of the way that NRG enjoys attacking from Ivy. I think that op is going to be something he'll love to be able to find picks. You can see one player rotating back around from NRG to try and pick up that dropped weapon. Now the flashbangs and utility being used, but doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of strength on the NRG side behind this attack.
Glaive, it's a big pickup on Cirque. That's a couple of rifles gone already. They picked them up in return on the T side, but they're not having the impact that they need. The two Kriegs here, as a minimum, gotta get some rifles away from Astralis. Can't let them get off to such a good start. Device will take down Tarek, and they'll finish off the last player as well. And now, things are off to a really hot start here for the Danes.
If you're coming into this as NRG and you're thinking of things that you need to avoid early on in this half, obviously one of the top priorities is keep the op away from Device as much as possible, and if at all possible, just don't ever let him get it. And already you failed that. Already in the second round, he's picked up an AWP. He's had a 1 versus 3 clutch. So your game plan has already been shot and ruined. Now it's about recovering.
Back on track. This T side on train can be ruthless at times. And most especially when the CTs start picking up all the Molotovs, the grenades, they can lock down the choke points, and Magus having no trouble at all against the unarmored targets with that UMP. It's going to be just fine. And the really a deagle here for Tarek to try and do something with. Doesn't look like there's going to be much of that at all. Stand the last alive, and he will go down quickly. 3-0 in favor of Astralis, moving into round number 4.
First gun round for NRG after the heartbreaking pistol round. They did buy up in the second, but didn't have everything that they'll have this time. 2 Kriegs, 3 AKs, full nades, full utility. Coming into round 4, but that AWP on device is the mystery weapon. Where is he going to be with it? He is so mobile. So tricky in the different places he goes. Previously in the outer yard, peering towards Ivy. Now the sole player to head towards the inner bomb site. They're going right at him. Breeze and Stanislaw to challenge again. Pop flash doesn't even work. Will there be a follow-up? There's utility used. Great shot from device, and he's going to get away as well.
Instant with the Molotov. Want to make sure no one's going to be able to chase him down.
And this is the danger of device. It's not always going to be the flashy multi-kills, the triple kills. It's that one kill and then getting away. Another kill added on and then moving into a new position. That is just so frustrating to try and deal with.
Look at how far away he's moving. All the way out at Ivy now. So if you thought, oh, don't worry, the opposite B, I'm going to try and check a look at this corner, you'd walk right into it. It looks like they're going to go for a very fast execute. That grenade actually is perfectly timed, lands right on top of Ethan. More than a minute as they're pushing up. Glaive caught off guard. That's a great kill in favor of NRG. And they're going to go for a very swift bomb plant. Sip just holding the corner and waiting for backup to get here. Maybe counting a couple of people. Can't really see much. Oh, that flashbang. I think that's a friendly grenade. Sip turning around and picking up Cirque. Looked like he had his back turned. Looked like he should have been dead already. Now it's a 2-on-4. And I don't know how they hold this bomb site. Still many grenades left on the Astralis side. That's going to be Breeze going down. And now Tarek all on his own in a 1 versus 3. He's locked in here. The spray continues. Oh, he's doing a fantastic job, but he almost did it. Meg is barely going to take him down at the end. That is so close.
That's a very nice stand from Tarek. And just one more teammate to help him out, surviving a little bit longer, and that could have been theirs. A spectacular effort, but again, it's going to fall. What a sequence from Zip. I mean, between device and the pistol, the AWP, and now Zip with that. This is, the freakish Astralis feels like they're back.
It does. I can't believe it, because that first play he gets the kill on is actually outside of his scope, where the whole thing is all blurred. And I think if he wasn't flashed there, Ethan, he probably would have got the kill on Zip right away. But I bet if we go back and watch the demo, that's a friendly grenade, I think, and that's very unfortunate. Tarek with almost a hero save at the end. 4-0 though in favor of Astralis early on. Very CT-sided map at times, this one, worth keeping in mind.
This is actually a pretty big defensive setup for Astralis to have. If they can be effective in this, all devices damaged. He's going to be forced away. You have to imagine utility going to be used. They heard the dink. Trying to spray and catch him on the exit. But device has safely evacuated. Some utility to help his teammate get out. And that works as well as can be done. It's as well as you could possibly recover if you're Astralis.
It could have got lost over there at Ivy. Could have been in a position they would have lost someone in that corner, but managed to make it back. Did have to spend a fair few grenades that they are now not going to have later on.
Yeah, they did dedicate a lot of nades to try and eliminate device. And now he's moved over towards the inner bomb, so they spotted him towards Ivy. Now he's rotated to watch upper ramp. With his 24 HP, again, just one shot and relocate. Zip up close on top of the trains.
Setting up for it. There's the Krieg and Clay. They're running through the smoke right underneath. He's going to jump down, and another outrageous defense. 3 quick kills. Think about how confusing that is. When you're the first guy going down, you call it out. He's on top of the train, but the next kill happens from the low ground. All the information you give is redundant about a second later. Great movement from Sip. Now Breeze just nowhere to go here. 5-0 in favor of Astralis.
5-0, and it's a very dominant 5-0. I mean, NRG, you've gone towards Ivy, you've been picked off by device, you've tried to go to the inner bomb site, you lose a 3 versus 1. Now you just get obliterated from Zip on top of the train, a triple kill for him. We've talked so many years, one of the best inner defenders, probably the best inner defenders on this bomb site.
Yeah.
Or on this map, excuse me. And I'm amazed that NRG has not called a timeout. Excuse me, they just call it right now.
Yeah, that might be a very smart move, just to cool everything down, make sure this doesn't get too far out of hand. Well, we've seen a lot of the sort of, I would say, individual confidence on someone like Stanislaw. We've seen a lot of great tactical calls overall throughout the tournament. Now we're going to have to see some leadership skills too, to make sure that the team doesn't, you know, dive too far down during this.
More than anything, I think you're going to have, you need one of your star players to have some kind of a big play to get you in this. Because Astralis has already had, what, like 3 of those from their players? They've had just the zip hold that we just watched. They had the 1 versus 3, the zip double kill.
Device in the pistol. Yeah.
That's awkward.
A little bit. Well, 5-0. Moving into round number 6 here. They managed to save the Krieg. Obviously, Breeze never got found. So they have a way to try and create an opening. Because of the grenades, it's very hard to do quickly. Grenade land right on top, and that actually does a lot. Cirque not finding anything with the forward position, but Breeze will get a kill at least. It's not bad at all.
It's the only weapon they've got. He's got to do so much more. Now going to readjust. 2 players running all the way down towards Ivy. Glaive is just starting to get aggressive, but he thinks better of it. His device calls nothing in T-mid. And now he's in position as well. What a read from Astralis again. Much like the Liquid game, they just feel 1 step ahead. Double kill from Glaive. And the bomb is down as well. And now the smoke, and now device added on top. And what can you possibly do?
Wow. The spacing between those 2 players on Ivy means, yeah, you flash the AWP, but then the flashbang goes behind the forward rifle, and you're just going to get shot down. That is, again, an overpowering victory. They've got so much money to work with, 6-0.
And that's the bigger nightmare. When you're on the offensive side of Train, if your opposition gets this much money and you're always going to be going up against Molotovs and you're always going to be going up against AWPs, your options of what you can run just get so limited. And now it's a double upset at Magisk with one of his own. So device back to inner. Magisk will deal with Ivy himself.
NRG, got the wind maybe taken out of them a little bit early on in this game. They've done the tactical timeout. They've had a chance to calm everybody down, but we need to see the results of that now. And you said, I mean, one of the great ways to get back in a game is to have somebody come up with something really wild, you know, a triple kill in a round or just a great entry, even running onto a site. Look at where Device is going. Late as well, they flash their way into main. Device is looking at the other side of the map, and Sip will get the refrag. But this means they can keep 3 players in A, because Device knows no one is here yet.
Tough part is Magisk with the AWP. This is the one. If they slow peek this, if they don't just jump out, if they don't flash it, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Cirque does have a smoke to use. That's a perfectly timed Molotov. It splits them up. Cirque has to come through. So much damage being taken. Prime for a double kill. Another one. Another multi-kill for Zip. And it's going to be a 7th round. Another one for Astralis as well. Nothing is working, not even a little bit, for NRG.
Triple for Sip yet again. Magisk will go down, losing the AWP for now. I'm guessing someone could probably pick it up at the end. 20 seconds, and that's what makes this very tough for Ethan. Otherwise, maybe he could find some space. Maybe he could try and get a bomb down somewhere, but...
And maybe against another team, he'd get given a gift of a mistake. Yeah. It's not happening this time. And now he's going to make the footsteps known. Now they know his position. Actually, now they can eliminate him after time, but he's just going to stick the bomb plant. So he will get it down, but there's absolutely nowhere to go. He's zoned in by the AWP on Device. And now he's dead. 7-0 for Astralis.
Fair play. I didn't even think he was going to get the bomb plant. So, I mean, that's better than nothing. Otherwise, you're absolutely right. They probably would have let him live through the timer. And for anyone new watching, if you're on the T side and you live through the timer and you die afterwards, then you actually end up getting no loss bonus at all. So you just have the money that you have on you, which is a big problem. Well, there's a difference in the fans, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the first ones were happy. The second one looked like he regrets putting the NRG facepaint on. 7-0. And if
Store that comment in your mind, ladies and gentlemen. 7-0, yeah. This is outrageous. I wasn't expecting anything like this.
No, this is, I mean, it all starts, remember, again, if NRG had won the pistol and not lost a 3-on-1, they could be sitting at least 3 rounds right now. Even if everything else failed, you're sitting at 3 to 4. That could be so, obviously you just feel so much better. Now the pressure is on, and you might have to consider burning timeouts from here on out if you can't win this.
Yeah, I agree. That's a nice peek from Magisk. He almost overpeaks right into the north down there at main. Tarek with a good counter opening, but they do line up, and that's a team kill as well. Glaive probably would have taken both of them regardless. Tarek quick to turn around, expecting the fight, but not checking the corner. Device will drop him instead, and now Cirque on top of the fire, and Device will take him down. A quick double. And 8-0 in favor of Astralis. I don't know.
This is an Astralis that is not losing the major. This is a very, very intimidating Astralis.
Yeah, I know Adren was saying earlier they didn't really care who they're playing, but
you care now. Stanislaw, you mean, yeah.
No, but Adren was saying it on the stage as well after that game.
Okay, yeah, that Adren.
Stanislaw might care too, yeah.
Yeah, they're both starting to care right about now.
Oh, this is rough. But they need that spark, anything to get them back. Tarek, honestly, has been doing a very good job, I think. He looks super switched on, but it can't just be... can't just be 1 or 2 kills. Like, they need something to work out more than just that.
They need to do a better job of trading. The multi-kills from this Astralis defense right now are just off the charts. That's a spectacular shot, and you love this. And he's just gonna go pick up the op. I thought he might post up as well for the rotation, but thought better of it. But yeah, if you're Breeze here, don't be shy. Get aggressive. Try and make something happen at this inner bomb site.
There are so many problems to overcome when you're behind like this on the T side, because it's not like we could even really... I mean, I guess the B bomb side is where they've got the furthest to actually go and get the bomb down. So I would almost want to revisit that if I'm NRG, because otherwise, what do they have? In main, they get grenaded. At Ivy, they get shut down. Pop Dog, they haven't really been able to best that either. So they don't even get into like a staging area before they've lost half the team. At B, at least, they're getting the bomb down. It's
the problem of letting that economy grow so early on. This double op and all the utility, as you just mentioned, there's just so many choke points where you can just get grenaded, you can get molotoved, and then when you finally do make it through all of that, there's an op waiting to just pick off at least the first player. Glaive and Dupree have been allowed to sit in this ladder room with impunity, and it is going to tear this attack up if they continue to let it happen. 2 on 3, NRG, the first signs of life.
It's a pretty good job. Glaive also down to 29. If they can steal it away in a round where they have just pistols and a stolen AWP, that's a first step in the right direction. And maybe something will happen from there on out, the beginning of some kind of a landslide in their favor. Sip looking for a headshot, he'll get it too, but he's down to 10. Now it's looking really good here for NRG. Can they find that defuse? Glaive is the one with the kit, so he's gonna... Oh, there's Sip picking one up as well, so either one can get it. Cirque will take down Sip, and now Glaive. He's stuck in behind them. Almost an overextension there from Cirque. Glaive turning around, and he's fighting at all the angles now. He's gonna get taken down, and NRG finally picking up a round here in the semi-finals. Cirque with the triple, and all they had were pistols.
No, shout out to Breeze, though. That initial 1D on Device and salvaging the op, the risk to jump down the ramp and pick that up and pass it over to his teammate. That's the winning play. Everything else was phenomenal teamwork from NRG, but it all starts with that opening pick and the weapon. They've still got a long way to go. I think maybe one of the nicest things that comes out of this victory is the extra cash behind the weapons that Cirque and Tarek were able to bring forward. So at least they won't just be forced right back onto a save if they can't win this. Boost up from Cirque, peering towards Ivy.
And Ethan sneaking out. Oh, the grenade. I was just about to say they made it past the grenades, but Ethan now inside, and he's almost gone. Just trying to get back, but not going to be allowed. And Magus just spotting out the feet of Breeze there. They almost made it past the grenade barrage, and then they walked right into it anyway.
Well, that's preparation from Astralis right there, just straight up spamming that smoke. We saw Ethan in the previous match on Train. He did that so many times, probably 3 or 4 times in their offensive half. And Astralis, they've obviously game planned for it.
How many shots he was getting in the previous round, Cirque? They need those. Oh, he sees the gun barrel device. Surely he knows, trying to readjust for it. That's a dangerous game that Cirque is playing. 50 seconds on the clock, and doesn't look like they know where they want to go.
It goes back to your point from earlier. I mean, like, where can you go? They don't really have control of anything. They're not even in position to attack a bomb site quite yet. Now getting spammed, and Magus is going to be so ready. Smoke to defend himself from one angle. No one can drop down ladder while that's up, so it's just going to delay things. If NRG want to head down here, they're going to have to wait another 15 seconds.
Setting up for a bit of a fake. I I think they are going to end up at that B-bomb site.
It's already 2 defenders here.
Yeah, and with 20 seconds, they don't even have to delay that much. Dupree, flashbang going to go a little bit deep, spraying through and almost getting the kill. He does get taken down. Breeze with a huge double opening. Now 10 seconds left. Sip, he can still ruin this day for them. He's crouched in. He's going to get the kill on Cirque. The bomb will go down, but he takes him down under the carriage. That is such a dirty shot, and now it's on Stanislaw. We've seen a lot great out of him, but he's out in the opening. Glaive will absolutely drop him. Sip with one more triple. I believe that's his 3rd or 4th in the game so far.
This is not, I mean, smiles on all the Astralis faces as well. They know how much they are dominating NRG at this moment. And this is where it really feels suffocating. This is where the full weight of the semifinals just crashes on top of NRG. They can't even get into the post plant. By the time they get the bomb planted, with 4 players alive, they have just Stanislaw on a 1 versus 3.
Maybe we should make it clear as well, even if they were looking good, Astralis, and obviously good enough to make it to the semi-finals, they weren't really looking like this Astralis. And I mean, there are going to be some flashbacks happening across the community, right? Just a lot of teams that have had to face this version of Astralis.
No, but if you thought that Astralis that we saw last year had completely disappeared out of the scene, you were amazingly naive. Delusional is another nice way to put it. I mean, you don't get to the point where you are held collectively by the community as the best Counter-Strike team of all time and then just forget all of that. Yeah, there's a down period, and they've had a rough year.
Yeah, I guess the question in a lot of people's minds, maybe including myself to some extent, was, you know, how much would it take to rebuild some of that? And you could see the process of rebuilding happening throughout this tournament. We often talk about this, you know, when do you peak during a tournament? Because it's not so good if your best games are happening in the group stage, right?
Yes.
Right now, it looks like Astralis have timed everything perfectly.
They were known for that last year as well. They've had some sketchy group stages in the past, even when they were on that dominant run, and they always managed to pick it up in the end. And Device, one more time, going to get aggressive. There's the flick down. He can't win it. Breeze has been spectacular. And now they're going to press the envelope, but Zip is there. A good trade from Cirque. Access to B is open as the bomb drops in, and another great chance. If NRG can survive this first half with 4 or 5 rounds, that is going to be so impressive.
Yeah, that seems almost unbelievable. That's very quick reading. That little jiggle from Glaive down there. And now Magus can Dupree. Even though you may want to try and hero this one, probably better to not do it, even if they have a bit of money to work with. NRG winning a 2nd round. If they can even get 11-4 right now, I think that would be, I mean, that would be something to work with. They're fighting very, very hard. And again, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, you said it, Breeze on some of these entries. Circus started to step it up. I feel like Tarek has been looking very crisp all throughout. Maybe something is, you know, brewing down there. Maybe something is working.
Well, the 2 rounds they won is when they found that opening pick on Device at the B bomb site. The first was the 1 deke from Breeze. Now it's the Krieg just out into the open. So if I'm Device, I just don't go there anymore. I just say, why even risk it? I've been doing so good elsewhere on the map. So tactical pause for the Astralis side, and they'll talk over how they want to change up this defense. Especially when you consider the play from Ethan, one of the ways that they found entries on this map for NRG. It got shut down. All the plays towards Ivy, that's been shut down. The plays down ladder, those have been shut down. The only opening that NRG's been able to find is really at this B bomb site.
Now what's slightly disconcerting, maybe, we'll see.
He's being sarcastic, Astralis fans.
You haven't even seen half the aggression that's possible on this map out of Astralis, right? They've tried to flash their way in through main, but we have plays here where you triple push that B ramp, you can double push down Ivy. There's a lot that's still open to the Danish side if they want to really try and make life difficult for NRG. Not that they have to switch up a lot, but just if you do that in any given round where they're not ready for it, that's going to feel so deflating if you're on the offensive and suddenly, you know, you get caught off guard, half your attack is gone, and they've been doing that boost a lot, so Device may be looking for it.
Not going to find it this round. There's the utility usage. Tarek found a fight that he likes. Not available to him on the repeak. 4 players lined up. Ooh, a very simple contact-ish play. 1 flashbang zip, not gonna get anything, and now they can just hold. And Device, you can see him being patient. He knows it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And Astralis might call for a save. There's a couple players very low on money and starting to really scrape the bottom of the barrel, and Astralis just backs off. So NRG, they're coming back into this game as well.
I don't even know what it takes to even dream of coming back into a game where that's the beginning, but we're learning something about NRG that in itself is cool. And you're right, some of those plays, I mean, you could see Sip, he's looking up for that high ground and thinking, you know what, before they come B, surely they're gonna make some noise so that I have a bit of warning, like they'll throw in a smoke or a flashbang or something. And instead, when he knows, is kind of when they're walking up next to him almost. And that's kind of horrifying.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's terrifying. And now, I mean, the nice thing for NRG is they're starting to set up ways to kind of get themselves back into being able to attack the A bomb site. I think all of this pressure towards inside, I think showing that you're willing to make a play like that, 1 flashbang and 4 people coming through a smoke onto Zip, I think that's now where if you're on the defense, you have to move a second player into that B bomb site. You have to consider it.
Took them a while to realize. But there we go. 9-3. 13th round coming up now. Astralis still heavily in the lead, still looking very good, but NRG have found something that works. And it feels like primarily that B bomb site is the place where they want to end up, having a bit of a fight towards the end of the rounds. I don't really blame them. Cool setup here as well with Device and Sip, so he's kind of back there, but if you can get a kill and fall back and they try and rush him down, that is going to end very badly for them.
Device switching up the timing on when he peaks in reaction to the flashbang. Hasn't seen anyone just yet. He knows they could have crossed, but taking a risk. He's got his teammate in the bomb site. A boost up there, and May just gets tagged down to 6. Device waiting so long for that chance, and he can't capitalize.
Trying to see if they can Molotov out Dupree, but he's going to be instantly out of there. Wants nothing to do with it. Now a lot of shuffling about. Meg is picking up the AWP, went all the way over to pick out for Device, so that makes a lot of sense. Now going to try and find a position where he can't easily get grenaded. That is really the primary objective for him in the round. 45 seconds. Are they going to try and crunch this A bomb site? It's been a little while since they've been here. It looks like Cirque and Breeze are down there at Ivy still waiting. And now 35 seconds. And now I'm getting worried because the bomb is making its way down to main. They sort of need to move real soon. Yeah,
there's so many complications that can come from this hit. 25 seconds. It must be outside. Ethan with the bomb. Here they go, but I mean, this is so worrying. And now Dupree's going to take the advantage, go for a flank. He's got the information. It's not B, but Astralis has rotated everyone here. It's only Glaive. He's got the burst. But he does eventually fall, and the bomb site is open for the plant, and Cirque is going to defend Ethan. Somehow NRG have made this work.
I couldn't even tell you how. What a call coming out. There's Tarek with an instant headshot, taking down Dupree. Sip, he's the only one that needs HP right now. Gonna try and see if he can smoke off Tarek. I wonder if he'll respect that for very long at all. Meg is trying to sneak in, but Ethan will take him down. And now it is on the clutch minister himself, long range, trying to tap it away, but they're all around him. NRG, with almost no time left at all, they even get caught there over at the brown holes, and somehow they still make this work. Tarek goes down, but it doesn't matter. NRG have found a 4th round, and in really quite an amazing fashion. That's not easy to do, ladies and gentlemen.
No, not at all. And I mean, what a gritty performance to be able to survive that 9-1 run that was so comprehensively in the favor of Astralis. The fact they're able to maintain some foothold, some stand in this map is so impressive.
It truly is. 9-4. I mean, 4 rounds. We've seen comebacks on Train that are based on that, and even worse. So
I mean, this is the hardest way to get rounds on the T side, is against such a full economy in terms of the defense. Usually it's, you know, maybe you win a force buy, maybe you break the defense's economy and you can gain an extra round off that. This is just 4 really hard-fought rounds that NRG has picked up.
I love that little NRG cheering section. They're now antagonizing the Astralis side.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Need more out of that. Round number 14 here. You're absolutely right. They've had the most difficult way to try and get around. You're up against all of the utility every single time. They keep having that AWP alive. It is just not easy. Let's see what they could do. Can they do it one more time? A 5th round right now would seem like a miracle. They're quick out there. Tarek to open it up. He really has been great. He almost made it back, but even that is still worth it.
Yeah, you're fine with that. You're fine with the 4-on-4. Look at, oh, they're going to do it again. They're being very aggressive, but Device is wise to it. He rotated back so quickly. Now they're stuck. Big win for Cirque. And Zipnix, how exactly does he want to play this? One more. They line up for him. They swing into the open, and the nade finishes off everything. Yes. Astralis is back on the board.
He actually got the grenade kill on Cirque, and then I think that is his 4th triple. I don't know what the record is. Maybe somebody could tell me, but surely in one half, we're getting close to that. How many triples can you realistically get?
It's so crazy how good he is at the defense in this bomb site. You have to say as well, props to Device for booking it back towards the inner bomb site, realizing that contact play, that fast-paced aggressive play on that lower ramp is so dangerous. He gets there at the perfect moment.
Oh, Megis. Don't even know how he saw that, but he did. Taking down Cirque. Good early start, but Breeze will be there for the return. They're going to be happy with that. 15th round. Last of the half. NRG would give anything right now, I think, for that 5th round on the board.
It looks like Astralis doesn't think for a second that it's going to be the B bomb site. Glaive is the only one watching from CT connector. Zipix is rotated all the way outside, now coming back to CT spawn. It's the bomb on Ethan and Tarek in box halls. They control it for the moment, but with Breeze and Stanislav still back towards Ivy, they have not decided on where they want to end.
That double position between Dupree and Device could get very interesting if anyone ever makes it into main, but if they don't, are they going to get caught off guard? Now Device looking back towards Ivy instead. He's got the right idea, and Sip is flanking around. Their timing looks to be very good right now. Just slowly creeping in. 30 seconds on the clock. The flashbangs are now being set up, and NRG, can they get that 5th round on the board? A lot is on the line right now for them. It's been a very, very tough first half, and it's not letting up right now as Sip is going to be flanking them, but they turn around, and what a turnaround it is! Tarek with a huge double kill, and that opens up everything. They looked like they were going to get shut down from Sip yet again, but he couldn't do it this time, and a 1 versus 4 for Glaive here. Again, they have to feed themselves to him right now for this to even be close.
Yeah, you have to try and lose around like this, and I think NRG is going to get their 5th, which is so incredible considering how this half started. They have fought their way back into this map. Glaive has nothing to do, going to turn the corner. It's being watched by Breeze, and he's going to find the kill. What a half from him. Tarek to lead the way, 11 and 12. It's Zipnix on the other side, 18 and 8. We've got a brawl in our hands, and NRG at least want to remove the possibility of any attack coming from this point. Now they have to get back. Those USPs, that range isn't going to help them whatsoever. Spam coming through the smoke. Some weaker connections, but no real defense being mounted at this bomb site until just now. Ethan, that's through the smoke entirely. Bomb will get planted, but a man advantage for the defense.
Breeze with the flank. Can he win this fight against Glaive? He's really trying, and there is the headshot. Taking down Glaive, a 3 versus 5. As they now are circling the bomb site, the rest of Astralis trying to hold on to it. An absolutely godlike flashbang to take down Sip. And now Dupree fighting with the clock, but they're all in front of me. He's alone, he's lost Device. He gets 1 more headshot, fighting at all of the angles, and it won't matter. Breeze will get the triple, and they'll win the round.
Well, there's the Ivy aggression. When you feel the hit coming in from mid, just keep pushing and wrapping around. A massive battle to win against Glaive, or else I don't think there's a possibility. That flank doesn't exist. 6 to 10.
If they don't get the kill on Glaive, then they have to cross the bomb site while he's sniping away long range with the USP. That wouldn't be fun at all either.
Also, important to note as well, I mean, if you go back, you'd see it. Ethan was ready with a flashbang to pop flash towards Ivy, and when they felt the hit coming in, he actually saved one of his flashes that he was going to throw. That's the one that eventually allowed them to clear out Dupree and Hell.
We've got the very early creeks coming out here on the T side. Oh, man. See what they could do. Scout instead of AWP. Remember, Device had that very early on, right off the bat when they were playing on the CT side. So Cirque having to settle for a Scout. It could still be, you know, really good, especially as there are 2 unarmored targets on this team that can easily get chewed up by that scope. But
I mean, here's the tough part is if this is a full set piece from Astralis, which you imagine it would be based on the utility, Cirque is going to have a tough time managing with the Scout as players stream in, as those Kriegs find angles. He's going to have flashes, he's going to have smoke and Molotovs all in his face.
They're going to triple boost it. They're going to triple boost it with the Krieg on top. Yeah, there's one. A little bit of finesse. Looks like they're not going to find anyone. If Cirque went a little bit further back into his right, that would be all around bad news, or almost Tarek.
They're trying to use that smoke to force NRG into an information play that would be exposed to the boost.
25 seconds now, so they just have to go for it. They walk right down, and that's one hell of a grenade. Flashbang as well to throw them down. Astralis shortly shell shock. After that kind of an entry, they finally take down Cirque, but Stanislaw is doing some work. And that bomb not even planted right now. 10 seconds left, and Blade fighting close. He doesn't even make it off the train, and Meg is going to go straight for the plant, just hoping for the money. He's completely surrounded and shut down. And Tarek with a triple kill. And that will be a 7th round on the board now for NRG.
Coming back into this and withstanding the first investment from Astralis is a very good start to this second half. Now inching so much closer, 7-10, up against what should just be Glocks.
Oh, man. This is exactly the kind of energy. This is why you should go to a major. This is why you should come to one of these events and experience what it's like in here, because it's really something. 18th round, now starting. Weapons are with NRG and the Astralis now. I don't know. I don't think they're really scared yet, but, you know, they're not surfing the same way that they were early on in that first half. Right?
Yeah, far less smiles, far less laughing. Breeze, that's a risk against just the pistols. Gonna back away, some spam from them coming out. It's return fire. And as you can see, NRG, the stronger weapons, although that's a huge kill. Dupree finds a frag. That's out towards CT choke point. Z holes, and that is where Tarek will fall. Now a 5-man or a 1-man advantage for Astralis as they relocate on the map.
Stanislaw spotting them out. Got to be really quick with the Molotov. That is the perfect timing for it. They sit inside of the fire, and 2 of them will die, but ultimately they're going to get the bomb plant down. It looked like maybe Sid could have gone with them. They'll pick up the M4 instead, put up a smoke just to try and buy a little bit more space. A 3-on-3 here for the afterplant with a lot of grenades and 2 kits on the NRG side. Megis knows nobody's coming from behind either, so they know there's no flank. Sim has already gone down. I don't know how you hold this with just 2 deagles and a little bit of armor. Meg is probably setting up for a jump and hoping to take someone down inside of the smoke that's likely going to be set up. And just listening and waiting, running down on the low ground. There's the smoke. I don't think they even know if anyone's in there. There's a kill. There's a follow-up. Oh no, how's that possible? And now Dupree, he's on the low ground as well. And time has run out. Astralis stealing the round away from NRG.
That cannot happen. You can't have your high HP player just running, being the first man to actually try and defend, to be the aggressor. He goes down way too quick, and NRG's attention was split. 1 player on the defuse, 1 player low ramp, and 1 high ramp. Astralis just picks the exact perfect play to make. And look at this. I mean, it's a huge factor that Zip actually makes it out of the Molotov initially on that hit down the lower ramp to even get that bomb plant. If he has to wait that Molotov out, or if he burns alive, I don't think Astralis can actually get the plant and play it like that.
No, they're not even going to be close to winning the round at that point in time, so I think you're absolutely right. Quick grenade, quick down, but we talked about the aggression that's possible over on the B side in the last half. We'll see a little bit of it here now as Device gets a leg shot back around the corner, and he's lucky to be alive. Oh, well, no, he's not. Just cancel all of that as they get 3 kills in a row and nearly take down Makish Dupree. Trying to get them back into this round, and that will not be easy. No,
I mean, I think it's going to be close to impossible, but then again, so is the previous round. The bomb being dropped inside above the ladder. They're just going to Dupree do a great job of responding while action is happening elsewhere to take out the A bomb site, and Dupree's going to find himself one here again. Low HP player being the aggressor. Stanislaw walks right into it, and Tarek's just got a shotgun. It's all close range fights here around the ladder. May just coming up, no chance there. and Cirque from the other side. All 5 kills on Cirque and Tarek. I was just about to ask the question, how many heartbreaks can NRG survive in this single map going back to that first half? And they just respond immediately.
Reset indeed. I mean, they're being put to the maximum test, aren't they? The upside is if they end up taking this map, and certainly if they end up winning the series, nobody's going to doubt them. Like, no one's going to say, oh yeah, but it wasn't, you know, maybe you had a bit of an easier time or anything like. No, they will have had to have battled the whole way through. Nothing is easy right now, which is kind of a hallmark of playing Astralis. Every single thing that you're going to want to try and do, it's going to be difficult. You're going to have to fight down to the last second every single time. Ethan running in, and this time, luckily, they only have pistols and no armor, so should be an easy 9th round this time around as the battle continues. What a great first map here at the semifinals already.
Astralis has very much cooled down. A 4-1 run to open up this second half for NRG.
Can you're gonna have to back me up on this one, Jason.
All right, I got you.
Right before we went live, I said that the one thing about NRG that's a little bit curious is that they actually have 2 players that, in my opinion, we haven't seen so much out of, or at least not near their sort of A level, and that's Ethan and Tarek. And that sort of makes you wonder, well, what happens if those players start to play a little bit better? Tarek has been playing out of his mind so far.
Yeah, he's been great. Ethan's still a little bit quiet. We can touch on that in just, well, I liked the comparison that, ooh, great shot, and he actually tags Magisk as well. Beautiful find.
Oh,
I like the comparison that Sponge was making on the desk of Ethan and Rush kind of being very similar because, I mean, you know, Rush was kind of the X factor for that Optic lineup in the championships they won. Ethan is similar. This NRG team is very, very good. If Ethan is playing at his top level, this team gets very, very difficult to stop. It's a whole different look.
See if they're going to be able to do that. I mean, sometimes just living through a map and sort of, you know, making it last longer than maybe it should have, that buys time for more and more players on your lineup to start to get into it a little bit and start to feel like, all right, because if you just get completely knocked out at a 16-3 scoreline or something like that, you know, half your team might not even really be ready, but now the rest of NRG might be starting to do it. Magisk with low health, still taking down Cirque. That is some cold revenge, isn't it?
And if he just takes a step too far forward, he probably burns alive in the flames for that exact peak. That's Magisk, the secondary offer of Astralis, taking on the primary offer of NRG, and he's gonna win the next battle as well. It's Ethan who's tagged down to 25. So much pressure being applied to the defense, but no commitment yet from the Danes. And Tarek with the high ground, and we know how that goes. Glaive behind the smoke, spraying as he runs, and Breeze wants to stop this. There goes Tarek, but Breeze is next, and he's found the first.
Stanislaw on the flank, and he goes down. The bomb is already planted. It's a 1-on-3. Astralis walking right onto the bomb site, and they're going to be able to win that round. That looked very clean, and NRG were actually, I mean, Stanislaw rotated out of that B-bomb site early.
Yeah.
He was over at Ivy ready to shoot them in the back, and somehow they still just make that all work.
There's still so much space outside that they gave over to Astralis. That defense was sunk very far back. Cirque was in CT con when he died. Ethan picked up the AWP, was in the same position. Tarek was above it. They didn't have anyone at any of the lanes aggressive, so Astralis was allowed a lot of freedom to attack that bomb site and progress down those train lanes.
It's a rough way to lose. You get that early shot with the AWP, taking out Device, practically taking out Magisk, and it's still not enough to stop Astralis. At which point, I mean, you have to wonder, what does it take? How do you shut them down finally? Only a 3-round difference. There's the grenade. Ethan knows, he turns around, and Cirque now on his own, about to be shot. Oh my God, he takes down Glaive anyway. That is such a magnificent play. And now Tarek down here by that Ivy corner. He's going to take out Dupree. Breeze looking up on top. I think they're sneaking under, right under him. Yes, Sip is there waiting. And he's actually called a bit of a cancel to this. The smoke is going to fade, and Breeze is moving. And Sip will be a little bit quicker to see it. And that means Stanislaw is now on his own in a 1 versus 2. If he peeks this, he might be dead. Timing. That is very scary indeed. And the bomb there with 45 seconds on Device.
He smoked himself out. and just sticking around, and no one's going to aggress upon this from Astralis. Look how patient. Device with the bomb probably realizes that, especially with the smoke, he's got a pretty safe avenue to get this plant down, but waiting to see the next play from Stanislaw. Zip is providing cover and support. And how does Stanislaw do this? It's got to be fast. There's no kit.
Yeah, it has to be quick, and there's one on the ground in front of him. Maybe he could go and pick that up on the way over to the bomb site. The problem is he has no idea where they are right now. Sneaking up behind Device, that could be a quick kill. Maybe that would give him something. Again, has not picked up the kid in transit yet. And Device right there, ready and waiting. A quad kill, sorry, a double kill on Device and a double kill on Sip. And that will give them now a sizable lead. Also demolishing the economy of NRG, 13-9.
That's the thing, it's not the lead that's the worrying part, it's the fact that NRG are just out of money at the moment. This second shot is a thing of beauty. Unfortunately, does not help enough to turn the round in their favor. 13-9, it's one flashbang, a desperate flashbang from Tarek.
Been a lot of heartbreaking moments for NRG. Time they've got pistols, I can't believe it. Did he not have head armor?
Not at all, immediate. And now a man advantage for NRG, but they still just don't have the weapon spraying into the smoke. Tarek is there, May just knows it, I think he heard the footstep, now he's found the kill. And even though it opens up in the favor of NRG, they have nowhere to recover, they have nowhere to go. That gives them an advantageous fight. And I think he saved the creek. Yeah. Money is gonna be such a factor down the stretch. And I know it feels like, in that scenario, it feels like you can use it to win, and I might have to eat my words, but this is such a risk.
It is a big risk. I absolutely agree. That one rifle in the upcoming rounds, it could mean the difference. You don't want to be playing that last round with no rifles at all either. Breeze, he is trying, he's looking for it, but they've already spent a lot of time. Remember, they don't have a kit, they don't have armor on anybody either. Smoke goes up, sure. Debris with a little bit of a shot through his glaive will take down 2 quick kills. Device will follow it up, and Breeze, this is a powerful round out of him, but too much time has already passed, and now Device is sitting with the knife out inside, and they're gonna get that rifle back. 14 on the board for Astralis. It is very close, and I don't know. We'll see if that one rifle is going to be making the difference later on. That was
actually, I am going to eat my words, even though they lose that, because that rifle does so much damage that Astralis is going to have to rebuy so many weapons. This can be a way for NRG to prolong this map a little bit more. If they can win this, that's a dirty fly up the ladder.
That is a truly grotesque shot, isn't it?
But it's 9-14, and you have 2 members of Astralis after the buy at $0. Dupree's at 450. If you can break them here, then you can close the gap at least a little bit, at least to give yourself some hope, some feeling that you're within striking distance down the stretch. And that's all NRG is fighting for in this next round.
Well, Device looking focused. Sip has bought head armor in this round, Moses.
That's good, he's learned his lesson.
I would too, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that would quickly, yeah. I'm not sure what that says, but...
It's in Finnish. I don't think anyone knows what it says.
Here we go.
And fans still cheering here in the semifinals. 14-9 in the favor of Astralis. A lot of utility used outside early on.
It is kind of now or never for NRG. Their money is low. They've put everything into this round. It has to work out. They have to find a way back. Astralis have looked great on this T side. 3 rounds in a row. All of a sudden, crushing the economy on the CT side. And now it's come to this. Pretty much one last stand here. Cirque and Stanislaw inside. Ethan over at Pop Dog in case he could hear anything. Maybe catch the feet of somebody. And the bomb waiting quite far back with the far out. They get into Ivy. Breeze, though. Great position. Glaive wants to take the fight, but he'll take him down as well. That is, I was going to say, it's scary to let the T's get that far in.
I like that call, actually, from Astralis. That's a change of pace going for that kind of a play out Ivy. Nice heads-up work from Breeze, who's putting in a stellar game. Ethan in position for a fast flank, and he hears those footsteps. He might choose to just fly up it now. Stand in a battle. They line up for him. He doesn't need to re-peek. He's got Cirque inside the site. He transitions his aim over to help out, and it's beautiful. Device is going to get caught on the retreat, and an AWP is going to get picked up. That'll be for Cirque, and NRG have done it. They stay alive a little bit longer.
Well, wouldn't you know it, the USA chance have made it all the way to Berlin. It's a 14-10 scoreline. NRG are still behind. They have not done it yet, but at least they have closed out the economy on the Astralis side. That should be a big leap forward here for the NRG team. And I mean, right now, maybe they could bounce up, maybe they could get, if they could just get to 12 rounds, they're within striking distance, I think. Then it starts to become more likely, but MIBR, absolute destruction brought down on Cirque with that deagle.
What a time to deliver a shot like that. NRG has been so resilient in bouncing back from devastating losses in this map. And this would be so crushing to lose this one. There is no bouncing back from that. Just pistols, now there's a Krieg, there's an AWP as well. And it's almost like if you're Tarek, you're forced to be aggressive and forced to take a risk in that fashion. And another one, he's tagged down very low. Has to be careful.
Yeah, somebody's gonna have to make a play. I think that's what Breeze was trying to do over on the other side too, you know, just trying to bring it back to some sort of stable situation. I like this position from Stanislaw. Sometimes, especially if you're a man down, and you all go to low ground, you forget to check the high ground, you can just spray everybody down from that position. So it makes sense, and it allows for two people to be out in A. But this is, I don't know. Surely this would be the last heartbreak, wouldn't it, for NRG on this map? There's only so much you can take.
So much you can take before you just collapse, before it's all over. Tarek is going to be out here. Ethan is flanking towards the inner bomb site for information, and it is the worst time for this play to be coming out from NRG.
Only 15 seconds. Is he going to be able to do anything? You can shoot under that carriage, but he's not going to try and risk that. Instead wants to sneak out. Nobody looking down through Pop Dog. Make it back around the corner. He's been spotted, and he gets taken out by Dupree. And there's the kill on Ethan. Device over in main. Stanislaw, no chance at all. Dupree will hunt him down, and that's 15 rounds on the Astralis side. Such a big second half for them here. I mean, the first one was already good. 24 kills on Sip. He is quite far ahead of everybody else. Only really to Breeze otherwise in the 20s. But
I mean, they just had the wrong read on the situation. If Ethan's in ladder room to help Tarek when that outer hit comes in, that's a powerful position. But you can understand, with time running down, they wanted to know what was coming. They had to find out exactly what hit Astralis was going to have. But another deagle round won by Astralis this late. NRG's got to go at a 5-round run to force overtime.
At the current pace, that seems almost impossible. They've got the same setup, and Sip, he'd read that. He was ready. But Breeze, quicker and maybe a bit more accurate with that M4.
Look how quick the response is, though. Oh, the jump from Dupree, that's frustrating. They just trying to find anything and opening into this bomb site. Utility being used, they're still patient. He's got a good foothold, and again, a lot of space for him to work with. There's no one from NRG in the outback. No one there to try and fire from a new angle, so he's gonna slowly encroach upon the bomb site. Good kill on the Tarek, that's the shotgun. A follow-up as well, the heads are exposed. Double kill.
That gives a lot to Astralis. Megis, again, being a very resourceful player. Glaive, he sees that from Ethan. Just trying to shoot him under that jump, could have been dangerous. And Device has been waiting this whole time, hoping for a peek. He just wants one more player, and he's going to get it for free, taking down Stanislaw. I think they'd forgot about Device at this point in time. And now what could they do? A UMP and an MP9 to try and save this one. A bit of damage onto Device, but he's back around the corner, and he's got the bomb. And he's going to make his way over to the other side of the map with Glaive now.
No, but this plays exactly to Astralis' strength. So much time on the clock that they've been able to find a couple of these kills to even things out now as well. AK and AWP against two SMGs that are grossly out of position. I don't know if you can recover, and their heart is going to sink if any piece of utility is used that gives up the game. Plant comes down, and a 2-on-2 for the map.
Peek that, Device so quick, taking down Ethan, hardly anything showing, and it was Breeze that had the smoke that maybe they could have used to get out. Otherwise, I don't think this is going to be possible at all. Breeze walking right into it, and Astralis winning map number 1 and taking down NRG on train. That is going to be a great way for us.